All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Driving with Denny, episode number 2. We have a local celebrity from 13 ABC. Say hello to Tony Geftos.
Yo, what's up, man?
Where's the round of applause?
Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, there's people in the back there.
Tony, good to see you.
Likewise.
How are you?
Good.
All right, so before we go, we need a little help first off. We're going to drop off some Denny's Donuts. We're going to go surprise people.
Got it.
Legendary TV broadcaster. Look at that, the tie's
coming off.
He's getting loosened up.
That's right. This is when you work in radio, you can look like whatever in the morning. You put on a hat.
So you're saying we look ugly?
No. I'm just saying you can look disheveled though.
Well, that's
the difference.
All right, so Tony is a 2-time Emmy Award-winning journalist.
Don't read that.
Former president of the Ohio Associated Press Media Editors. You started at Channel 13 in June of 2000.
I did. No, actually, I was going to bring this up. Do you remember when you came to Findlay, I think, that year? It was either that year or early 2001. I think it was 2000.
Yes, I remember that. Findlay College?
Yeah.
And I talked to the media people.
You did.
I do remember that.
I was there. That was when I was in the Findlay Bureau for the first 2 years. So I remember the first time I met you was, I think, there. It must have been. And then you talked about when you were going to go syndicated or not go syndicated, and that was one of the big things.
I didn't go syndicated.
But you had a
Thanks for bringing that up.
You had a little fart maker. Do you remember you had a little fart noise on your keychain?
I still have
that. This is what you started with.
I do, but I used it so much I broke it. It probably doesn't work.
So I'll remember. Hey, good to see you back here.
So that's Susie, Paul, and a mystery man way in the back. All right, so first...
There's somebody in the way back?
Yeah. He's our producer.
In the way back?
In the way back machine. All right, so first,
I thought you were joking.
First TV gig was where?
Casper, Wyoming.
Casper, Wyoming.
Yeah. I worked as a park ranger in Idaho the summer before that, and then went to. I decided I wanted to stay out west and went to Wyoming.
Seems like it worked out because you're in Toledo now in the Midwest.
Yeah. Well, I met my wife there. That was the main thing.
How long have you been married?
Boy.
Hope she's not watching.
Nah, that's fine.
That's
fine. We're coming up on 16th anniversary. So.
Nice.
But we've been together more than 20 years.
How many kids?
Nice. 2.
2 kids. How old?
2. My daughter's 13. My son, it's his birthday today. I know this is going to be recorded, but it's his 11th birthday today. So
nice. So you're right in the middle of it, man. Raising junior high kids.
Yeah, it's good. They're really good kids. My daughter was student of the month. I mean, you can't ask for more. Like when I was in 8th grade, I was never student of the month.
Now, they're obviously aware that you're on TV, and is that ever, Dad, why'd you say that on TV? Or I get
no, they're
pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't watch.
Make
it easy.
Yeah, I don't let my kids listen either. And you're also an adjunct instructor at UT.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so. You're teaching the up and coming television journalists, broadcasters?
That's right.
Are they any good? Have you got some good crop of students coming up?
We'll see. Sometimes, right now, I'm not teaching any broadcasting students. I teach because I teach public presentations, which is open to anybody, and so I get a very eclectic mix, and I like that a lot. I actually teach a lot of student athletes, and right now I have a lot of CSET, the computer science, engineering, technology guys, and they're always fun because it's a whole different element. And then I also have a lot of teachers this semester for some reason, and they're really engaged because they're going to be teachers, so that's really fun.
You do a really good job when you do your live events. I've seen you host a couple of things.
Oh, thanks.
You're really good. So you're teaching the people how to do live speaking and all
Pretty
that
much,
yeah.
Yeah. We go through different scenarios, and I like this class the best because it's something that you're going to use. And I'm always like, whether it's a job interview or a best man speech or something like that, you're going to get up in front of a room full of people at some point.
Yeah, but they're drinking at those weddings.
That's what I tell. I actually gave him that. You want to get them nice and lubed up. Yep.
Hey, did you bring your alto sax? I understand you're quite the saxophonist.
I did not bring it.
Well, we happen to have one in the back.
Oh, okay.
Play later. You're in the Polish American Concert Band.
Yeah, this is my 4th year, and I'm not Polish. I'm Polish by association, and but it's super fun. It's really like.
What's your favorite solo on the saxophone?
Oh, you're going to say like Sexy Sax Man, right?
No, I was thinking more like Tequila.
Oh, Tequila's a good one. Yeah. I actually, man, I get a lot of, because this is crazy, but I do get a lot of people who say, what's wrong with you? When I tell them I listen to Kenny G.
There's nothing wrong with Kenny G.
I got to introduce Kenny G, and it was, it was cool. He's actually I don't know. You can feel how you want about it, but you know his stuff, and you know his songs, and I know like some of the ones from the '80s are Triton and everything. But if you put that on, everyone in the house calms down. That's what. So like when my kids would be yelling, and you're talking about that, like when you get the level of tension in the room with the going through the teenage years or whatever, you just put on Kenny G. And it slowly permeates,
makes everything all better.
And it does, yeah. And it sets like a So I appreciate that about it. But
we use NyQuil in my house. That seemed to work. And you went to Western Michigan. You couldn't get in at UT.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Tony is our victim for driving with Denny. We have a couple of stops, and we're going to go deliver some Denny's donuts. He doesn't take himself very seriously, which I like that about him.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anybody in Toledo that knows more about Toledo than Mayor Wade Kapsakevich. He knows all these intricate details about everything.
Yeah.
And he told us every single one.
Well, he's a scholar of Toledo, I would say.
He really is.
Researched it.
Do you know any Toledo fun facts?
I mean, probably not any that are going to surprise anyone.
So the usual?
But, yes. The guy, actually, I did a children's book, and I'm working on a second one.
Your book?
And,
did you bring a copy?
No, I didn't bring a copy.
We could have read excerpts.
No, that's
from
all
your
right.
book.
That's okay.
Somebody look up online, see if it's up there.
But I was just with the illustrator and yesterday, because we're working on a second book, and Don Lee at donleecartoons.com, he does editorial cartoons and caricatures. And he said that his family house, his homestead, was actually where the Hoffman Road landfill is now. And he, in the early 70s, remembers, he was 10 years old, and he said one of his greatest memories that he can summon from being 10 was he looked outside and he could see the Tidkeys fire from the Hoffman Road landfill. So
that was the beginning of the end for downtown back then.
Wow.
And he just told me that story yesterday. But I remember coming down, when, and another sad one is to see the Holiday Inn French Quarter go, because I remember coming down and swimming under the wall when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We're all there. That's awesome, man.
Good.
Yeah, we're going every Thursday. I solicit people to text or email me that they listen to the station, and we pick out one person and we bring them a dozen donuts and a dozen bear claws from Bakery Unlimited. And we show up Facebook Live at all, and have fun with them. So that's what we're going to do next. And then after that, I'm not sure. What are we doing after that, Paul?
Check out his other place of employment.
Are we going to UT?
If we have time, sure.
I actually won a tray of sushi for the office from Fusion last week.
Oh, yeah?
It's the first time I've ever won. I put a business card in. And first time ever. And so, this tray of sushi shows up, and I was psyched about it, but not everybody ate it. And so
I love sushi.
So the next day there was still some sushi left.
And I was
throw
like, that away.
Well, I tried.
Gee, I thought we were going to UT. Why did you want to stop here?
Okay, Tony, it's now time to play Explain Your Post, okay?
All right.
I'm going to show you this picture here. You tell me, what are you doing in this picture? Who is that, and why are you taking a picture of her?
That's my wife.
She is apparently doing windows here. So what are you trying to say with this post here? Get to work and do your windows, or what?
No, she's always constantly moving. Does anyone else have a spouse like that who never stops cleaning or fixing things? Where our entire house, the contents of our house are in our garage because we've redone our entire house. We've been there 16 years. And she decided we needed some changes. And one change leads to another. For those of you who is a homeowner. And so we got new floors. And then the floors, we need new border on the floor. And now we need the borders around the windows. And now we need a new fireplace. Now we need new paint on the wall. Now we need to get rid of this. Now we need new furniture. And it's just it's nonstop. So here we are 9 months later and still doing things. But she doesn't want me to do anything because I screw it up, which is great. If I have any advice to give you, is be really bad at home improvement, because then your spouse won't want you to help out. But she's very good at it. So she actually has painted our entire house, And,
So that picture was for her because
she's-
she was doing all the work, not because you were making her clean the windows.
No,
like
no.
a good woman should.
Not at all. Some people are like, get up there and do it with her. Like, for starters, she wouldn't want that.
All right.
But I just wanted to also show, and I thought the light was hitting her very nice. So, you know, I thought she's very photogenic.
Do you have any stalkers?
No.
Do you want any?
Sure.
Okay.
No.
No.
That's fine. We're good. Actually, my wife is not very social media anything, and she had concerns about just, you know, how much I put on social media. So like
you gotta
that
be
picture of
careful.
her, you know, so she is averse to it. But I guess now you open up a little more. Like every year, you know, everybody becomes a little more comfortable with it. At first, 10 years ago, everybody's like, oh, don't put your life online. And now they're like, well, you're not putting your life online. You know, so.
What's your go-to beverage after a long, hard day of depressing news?
I actually, you know, I'm such a huge beer drinker, and I've cut back this year because I was on this app called Untapped, and I'm still on there. But what happens is it gamifies it, so like it gives you badges and stuff for drinking on certain days or drinking, and
Is it
after.
a drinking app?
Yeah, and what's nice about it is my guy friends who are in their 40s are not on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, so like to keep in touch with them, I can see what they're drinking. So then you toast each other instead of liking the post. And after about 2 years, I got up to 1,000 beers, and I was like, maybe I should back off. And so
I don't see anything wrong with this.
I know, and I'm bullish on beer because my brother started brewing when he was 19 years old. This was back in the early 80s, so it wasn't a big deal. But I've always had like homebrew, and I've always championed this whole beer movement because I think the more beer, the better. It's not like you're going to oversaturate the market with too much beer. But I also drink wine. So my wife and I moved from Wyoming to the Central Coast of California. We lived in Santa Barbara for a year before coming here. And we got into wine while we were there, and we just went to the northern coast, northern area of the Central Coast, which is Monterey Bay, where Pebble Beach is. And we had like kind of a wine trip this summer. And so I think now, I guess I'm getting older and I'm shifting more toward wine, but I don't drink as much, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I get up at 3 a.m, and I don't know what time you guys get up, but
I get up at 3:15.
yeah, so you know, you can't go home necessarily and have 2-3 beers.
HR might be watching, so we're going to shift gears here.
Oh, that's fine.
How much is
That's
your
off the clock.
industry? How much has your industry changed in the last like 10 or 15 years,
Wow.
or
so
maybe in
much.
the last 5?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always constantly changing.
It's true. We try to keep ahead of it. One of the things that really opened my eyes when I was with the Associated Press, I was on the board for 8 years, and during that time we merged with the print side, so it was not just the broadcasting and the print divisions. We became the media editors because we realized that we're competing with one another online. It's like an open playing field, and there were a lot of small town newspapers that didn't quite get what was happening online, and they were a little resistant to the technology. So as much as you can do to try to stay ahead of the curve, I mean, people are coming straight to our station from school now, instead of this being the second or third stop. Like, you graduate and you can start at our station as long as you have the skills to shoot your own stuff and edit your own stuff and put it online and put it on social media. And those were, you know, not even in the equation maybe 10 years ago. Even like Facebook became accessible to the rest of the people out of college in 2009. So prior to that, there was not a whole lot of, really, there was no social media.
So I got to ask you about Diane Larson. Okay, we were gone for 9 years, and when we came back, I tuned in for the first time, and I'm like, that woman never changes. She looks the best on TV of everybody,
Yeah.
and she looks just as good as she did in the early 2000s when I left.
Yeah.
Is she like a robot or something?
Yeah.
I mean, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Well, whatever she's doing is working. 13 ABC. It's driving with Denny. Taking a little break. We're delivering some donuts. Susie's here.
She's got the donuts.
Picked up this
I've got
homeless
the
guy
good stuff.
over there with the beard.
Susie's the only one we trust to hold the donuts. I think is what it came down
sure.
to. Like, by default.
Okay.
Here we go.
Go ahead. Thank you. Yeah.
Out of the office. Okay, because they're out of the office.
This is good. Look at this thing though. This is really
Yes.
cool.
I think there's more to see.
I think you can see it.
Congratulations, donut winner.
Oh, hey.
Here he
Good
is.
news.
Winner, winner, donut
And
dinner.
we have a special celebrity TV guest.
So we
coming.
do.
I wouldn't go that
How
far.
How you doing?
How you doing?
This is
Good
Ryan.
morning.
Good
Nice to meet
morning.
you.
No autographs.
No, you can go.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. We'll hold that.
Congratulations, we drew you up. You get a dozen
Yes.
donuts. Who's this young man?
Marvelous.
Who's this young man over here?
Oh, that's Ford B Coffee.
Oh, names on the building.
Your name's
Yes.
on the building.
He does all the work, yeah.
Does he? Do you do all the work? Time
Well,
for a
he
raise.
wants
It's a
some
team
donuts.
effort.
He's gonna share them
Yeah,
out
but
for
I
you.
don't clean up my desk.
No.
This is all from this morning.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right, let's open up the donuts.
Yes.
You got a
Yes,
place where you
sounds
can
good.
set these down.
Have you met Julie?
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
How you
Number
doing?
one
Denny
executive
Schaffer.
assistant.
Susie's here. Paul's here.
Hi.
Tony Geftos from Channel 13.
This
How's
is
it
good
going?
news.
Yeah, for sure.
Donuts. All right,
So-
where can we set those
Let's
down?
go in the commissary.
All right, we're going to
Okay.
the commissary now.
Commissary, yes.
Commissary.
Come on, guys.
Der Kommissar.
All right, where are we going? We're going to the commissary.
I want to fit around here.
Yeah, so do we.
What?
That's his sheet.
Let me
there.
get
We'll
another
keep
light.
that. All right.
There's another light switch.
We have to do the unveiling.
There it is from Bakery Unlimited, bakeryunlimitedtoledo.com. There's your bear claws.
Nice.
We got 2 boxes. Boom.
Holy cow.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
that's what we're talking
That's big.
about, Ralph. That is really nice.
That's big, really
All right, so
big.
what do you guys do here? What exactly happens?
I've been here 31 years. Vice President, we build coil processing equipment. So anytime you see that big coil of steel going down the road, we design, fabricate, install these big machines to cast it, roll it, sheet it, slit it, emboss it. So we're in the coil processing arena.
Wow.
So we would sell to people like Durrell Steel, Samuel, Heitman. We sell to ArcelorMittal, US Steel, Blue Scope Steel in Delta, Ohio.
So how long
That
you guys
caliber.
been? How long you been in business?
1953.
Wow. So you guys know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where
Now
the-
Ford Caulfield, who you just met, he
Yeah.
just turned 89 Sunday.
89.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to show you some of the spoils of
How about
Ford's
some
victories.
cars? You got some cars
Is that what
down
I
you
here
do.
too?
All right.
I do.
He's
Yeah.
got
Let's go take a peek.
All right.
Let me get the
Spoils.
keys to the kingdom.
Holy moly.
Run through your mind.
Do not touch any
Now, I could
car.
do the tour, no
Do
justice.
not jump on the
Ford's got a
hoods.
story.
Do not open the door.
Wow.
Do not touch, please.
Yeah. Don't touch
There's a
anything.
story behind each vehicle purchased.
Wow.
Give us the
Something
best
particular,
story.
Some kind of a.
Is any of them from Jay Leno? I heard there's.
This one here.
Okay.
Oh, there's Jay Leno right there.
Yep.
Yes.
Ford took that photograph. Jay Leno was really interested in this car, and Ford outbid him.
Mm-hmm.
His Jay Leno's attorney calls once a year. Are you interested in selling? Ford says no.
That's funny.
What would this
Jay
car-
Leno's on the phone
Yeah.
again. Tell him I'm not selling.
What would this sell for? What's the value of this car?
It went on the block for $330,000.
Wow. Isn't that
The
something?
bid got up to $320. Ford said no. I want $330. True story. Back it came.
Wow.
I was thrilled. Ford and I
This model.
would take one of these cars out to lunch every day.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And then Walmart came. And then the traffic followed.
Yeah.
And it's too much. It's too much out there.
Yeah.
You know, because people are gawking at you and you're trying to watch them. And so.
So what does he do? Does he just do private tours for people through here? Or I mean,
Yeah,
what-
yeah, he does. He's got his own philanthropy, SOS Students for Other Students. It's a tutoring, mentoring program in Toledo Public Schools all over, really. And a lot of the proceeds go to that. But here's a unique car. This is really unique.
Unique car. This electric?
1917 Milburn electric car.
Oh, it's electric.
Whoa.
In 1917.
Been converted to modern batteries, don't get me wrong. But back in the day, they were 6 volt, not 12. Get 100 miles to the charge. Okay? And it was predominantly known as a ladies' car because you had seats in the front,
Right.
seats in the back. So all four of you could chit-chat when you drive.
Oh my gosh, that's
It's
hysterical.
rear-facing seat and a forward-facing seat.
Oh, yes.
And then you've got two tillers. The long one for turning and the short one for your accelerator.
How about brakes?
It doesn't seem dangerous.
It has brakes around the board. Yep, the little pedal right there.
All right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, look out behind you. We're gonna hit a tree.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is so very cool. Does he have a favorite one?
He does, and that's got to be the Pierce Arrow Silver Shadow.
Wow. Oh, okay. So why is that? Why do you think this is?
I think there's only 10 left in the world.
Wow.
He's so casual about it.
Yeah, only 10. What a 10.
Now this car
Do
was
not
owned
touch.
by
Wait, you can touch it.
a fellow named, I want to say Roebling, who is responsible for the Brooklyn Bridge, designing it and building it. So
Whoa. What's the value of this car?
I'd have to say priceless.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they just don't come on the market, so
Yeah.
you can't value
It's
them.
1 out of
So
10. Wow.
usually you find something like this, somebody dies, the estate wants to sell something, and boom, people come by.
Does Leno have one of these? Is that why he doesn't call over?
You got 1 out of 10.
But yeah,
All right.
very good. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
No problem.
Pleasure to finally meet you.
Comes along for the ride.
All right, Tony, where are we going now?
Let's cruise campus. Let's go to UT.
Going to UT.
Where did you go to college?
Did not.
That's where's that located?
That is on the south side of Flint.
Ah.
I started working in a nightclub as a DJ, and I met some. It was a discotheque back in 1980,
Whoa.
and we were doing a radio night with some radio people, and they're all woohoo. And they said to me, "Hey, you ever thought about being in radio?" I'm like, "I think about it every day." Oh my gosh, I'm trying to keep it so.
Oh, cute. That's great.
Couldn't get enough.
Oh my gosh, it's
There you
so
go.
funny.
Comedy will ensue.
Go ahead and
Haven't you done theater too before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually how my wife and I met.
Doing theater? All right, take us in.
All right. You don't need a badge or nothing.
We're at Rocket Hall, and this is where all the up-and-coming broadcasters, photo people, where they start out.
This is it, yeah. And actually, Madison Humphrey was my student 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's actually the first of my actual students to become a colleague. But I've known other people here, just hadn't taught them directly. Like Rachel is here, but she's not one of my students. I'm usually in one of the classrooms. So if you're thinking about going into broadcasting, these are some pretty sweet digs. I didn't have this. I didn't study TV at all.
Wow, this is pretty impressive.
Pretty minimal television.
So you don't teach in here?
I did once. Actually, once or twice, but yeah.
Yeah, we use this for UT10. This is kind of our
This
newsroom.
is the classroom.
For lack of
This
better
is
words.
setting
Kevin?
here.
Yes.
And what's your title here?
I'm the production studio coordinator here, but I also teach UT10 News, our COM 4100, which is our capstone class for the media communications.
So you guys put together like newscasts?
Yep, we do a weekly newscast here on this set. It's I'm here kind of as a guide. The students actually do all the producing, writing, shooting, editing, all themselves, and they put the show together themselves each week.
All right, Tony gets up at 3 in the morning. So what does he need before he gets back to do the noon news? Brew coffee. Now remember, this is nothing like comedians in cars getting coffee. We're out of the car. I'm the
Oh man!
It's 3:20. I got it. I will need a receipt to turn in. No. That's not good. These guys are getting
Are you getting some?
No, I'm good. These guys might. I don't know.
This restaurant is violation free.
Oh, nice.
So that's I was here earlier because of that.
Yeah.
So you do all that.
Right.
And when people see you, do they freak out?
Sometimes.
You ever had anybody like threaten you? You put that on TV.
No.
Anybody ever do that?
Not really, no. I usually try to give them their thing. Because what I think is important in that is you really need to advocate for the small businesses, you know what I mean? So even though like I really enjoy working with the health department, and a lot of them, you know, the idea is you work with the health department. We also want these businesses to succeed because it doesn't help anybody if you know if you're not succeeding. We want you to actually have customers and keep going. So I try to do what I can.
What's the worst thing you've ever seen?
Oh man, and I don't normally go in like well, I mean, you know, when the health inspection happens, it's like a week later when you see it.
So you just cover what they report.
Yeah.
You'll show a picture of the place.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, and if the right, if the sanitarian can take a picture of it, then we can show it. Like people will send us stuff and we can't really show that because it's like you don't know where it came from. But
They sent me some coffee.
You're.
you got a little.
Oh, man.
Now you got a little.
Oh.
Idiot.
And I went to Cedar Creek when Lee Powell came back, and he spoke, so we went to Cedar Creek and had him.
Denny, Susie, and Paul are live and local.
Great show.
It's entertaining.
On 93.5 WRQN.